Okay, hey Philip, how you doing? So your magazine spread, this is the one that you submitted for the last week's final submission or week two final submission. So I've already looked at this and critiqued this, and you've got a video on this over in grading. So take a look at that and take a look at that and consider the comments and consider the direction that I suggested there. But I want to take a look at this. This is the pamphlet. And I noticed that this is the same work that you turned in for what you called your sketch last week. And I remember last week I said that you had to put the sketch stage first. And it's really important because right now you're missing a pretty big part of the assignment. And the obvious is that this isn't a gatefold, and it has to be a gatefold. Okay, I'm not real sure exactly. This is some kind of it's not a gatefold informational brochure. Let me show you some things in the assignment specifications. This is back from week two when we introduced the pamphlet project, and we said that it is a gatefold indeed. There's actually even a little illustration here of a gatefold. I gave a lot of examples of gatefolds in those critiques. So if you wanted to look through some of those videos, you could definitely see some suggestions moving in that direction. So I want you to see something here, and this is to indicate, this is really to indicate that this is supposed to be an informational and textual piece. And a lot of times you really have to read between the lines and really take a look at the project specifications, okay? This actually says, sketch several layouts exploring placement of text, margin, and images. Placement of text, that means grid structures, column structures, font styles, line spacing, typographic styles, paragraph formatting, etc., which we do not see here because this is just some kind of a ticket informational pack or flyer. Did you see what I'm saying? So this does not have any of the typographic characteristics and requirements that we're looking for. Another reason I highly recommend not using this piece is because in your portfolio, you've already got a basketball piece. Don't put another one in. It's not going to read well in your portfolio. They're going to look at it and say this designer is single dimensional. Take the opportunity to show something. And that's what I was saying about the sketches. If I would have seen your several sketches from last week, I would have definitely recommended that you do not do this type of ticket package thing. That would have to be more of an informational type brochure. And let me just show you the example. I'm just going to pull up a new window. And I'm just going to do an image search, and I'm going to say gatefold brochure design examples. There you have it. Let's go to the images, and you can see how these are designed. Okay, you see the center panel is twice the width of the two side panels, so they fold over on top of that panel. So you basically you have this folding brochure. Here's a good example right there. So, and you really want to have a typographic piece. Here's a lot of typography here, and that folds over to that circle in the middle. So, I mean, there's a lot of examples here, but it has to be a typographic piece because this is a typography class. Okay, so I would like you to resubmit here, Philip. I'm sorry you had to go through this again. But I said this is the same work that you submitted last week. So there's no real forward progress here that is necessary to see this progression through the project and through the specifications to fruition of the final presentation. And I want you to get, I want you to do as well as you can. I'd love you to come out of this class with 3 solid portfolio pieces. So, food for thought. Okay, give me a holler. Let me know what you think, or let me know what your reaction is. Okay, thanks.